Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're at the brand new, well I say brand new, the newish Kart Silverstone for SRK Round 3. This was originally meant to be Round 4, but the round at Streatham got cancelled due to a lack of working karts, but it has now been replaced by Wilton Mill. I think we're going in November. Either way, you should all know the format by now. We've got 3 heats and a final, and once again I've managed to not record a heat. No Heat 1 footage for you, as the kart I had the mount on the side pod, was broken. So luckily we did win that heat. We have a photo finish as shown here with Charlie Summers. So we'll jump straight into heat number 2, and as always, if you do enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get straight into heat number 2. So we're jumping straight into heat number 2 here. We're starting 13th on the grid. This was my back start. I got very lucky with all my grid starts over this day. I had 4th was my 5th for the first heat, 13th and 10th. So we had quite a good sort of average start. Which really helped us for the whole day. You see we go around the outside, so on into turn 1, now we're going to have a little look at the inside, Matt Wiles into turn 3. Sort of make it work, there's a load of people off on the grass through turn 3 as well, so we capitalise on that, driver going slow on the right hand side. We're already up 6 places through the first 3 corners. We're taking the alt layout here, we're not on the main loop, I forgot to say in the intro, but yeah, we've got our teammate Ross Samwell and Jamie Shimon Chase in this race with us. I was looking forward to go with Ross because me and Ross had both been here before and had driven this layout, so we're probably going to be the ones to get through this heat quickly. Sort of see Ross is making a move on Jamie up ahead. We sort of get hung out to dry a little bit on the outside, just sort of picking the wrong side. Did have a little clash with Bertie mid-corner, so it didn't really help. Sort of see we're going to stick to the inside here, see if we can make it work, and we're going to pin Bertie narrow, so he's trying to turn right, but we're not going to let him. We're going to try and set up a nice little switchback. He sort of pushes Jamie onto the rumble strip. We get a good run. We're half on the grass because we need to get through this as quickly as possible. So we get out the inside. We go to push Jamie through on Ross, and then it's sort of Ross didn't see him, put him on the grass. So we're now going to tuck him behind Ross. We want the slipstream, but we sort of all need to go together. So we go to the right hand side. Ross had a puncture, we think. So he was struggling to turn left and would slide quite a lot. So at this point I'm now going like, I don't really want to sit behind you. We stick our nose in, we're losing time, just making silly decisions. But yeah, we're going to get our head down now. We're going to try and push Ross forward and try and catch up to this group ahead. You see they're still fighting, so with us in 4th and 5th, we should be able to catch them quite quickly. Because you see they're side by side through here. This section's all flat out, so we're rifling up to them now. You see Ross is already. He's got his mindset. He wants to go down the inside of both of these. Goes right to the inside. Makes collision with the driver in the orange helmet. We're now stuck on the outside of Ben Longman, who's in the middle of us both. We're going to really open up the corner, set up a nice little switchback, cut in behind, and slot back in behind Ross. He then goes defensive, which yeah, completely fair. And now we're up into the top 3, and it's only the end of that too. We've got Lewis Smart, who is our teammate for the Daytona 24-hour, or one of our teammates. He was running in the second team. It's not even the second team. He's running in the sister team for Gino Freeman Motorsport. Yeah, now we're going to just sail forward. We told Ross to go with us. And we're now just tucked in. We're on to lap 3. We're halfway through the race now already, and we've got a humongous gap to catch up. You see how much quicker we are with Ross for any left-hander. And at this point, I'm there like, I'm going to lose too much time trying to push you, so I'm going to try and go up the inside. I'll try and leave him room on the exit so I don't put him on the rumble strip. Ross is still alongside us, and then he gets a nice little switchback coming through the cut through, but he points us through, and we just now set our sights off on Lewis Smart. We've got 3 second, maybe 4 second gap to him up ahead, and at this point I was thinking I might be able to get close to you. I wasn't exactly thinking I'm going to reel you in. But you see we go on to lap 5 or 6 now, and we're there. So within a lap and a half we are with him. We were absolutely flying in this heat. We did go purple. We were quickest in this heat. I think only due to Ross having had a puncture, because the kart was quite good once it was sorted. But you see Lewis is looking over his shoulder too much, and he gets it all wrong through the cut through and just doesn't defend. We stick our nose in, and Ross is still with us at this point, so we're going to run Lewis a little bit wide, try help Ross also get in, which he doesn't quite manage to do. So sort of single file through here. There's a nice little off-ball shot, which I'll give credits to Mariega. He took the off-ball footage from the bit with Charlie Summers as well. There's a nice little photo of us all going through that downhill bit. But you see, we come across the line, we won, At this point I'd won both my heats, so I was quite happy. But yeah, we won by like 6 seconds, so happy days. And now we've got our mid-start for heat number 3, so let's get straight into that. So going into our last heat of the day, so we're starting 10th on the grid. We're on the left-hand side for this one. We've got Olibiani directly in front of us on the right-hand side in the blue suit. We managed to just about get our nose up the inside, but you might just be able to see someone getting an absolute storming launch and drives around the outside of both of us. They don't manage to make that stick. It all chokes up on the right-hand side, and we just sort of keep to the left, and by the end of it we are up 3 places, which was quite a good start. I mean, once again, we've gained places through the first few corners, so we can't be angry about it. We're going to already stick our nose up the inside of another driver going into, guess, turn 6. But yeah, we had the rocket in this heat, so I think 54 was the fastest of the day. It was the same with the EKS showdown. A lot of other people agreed this was probably, I think it was 26 or 27 was the other one that was also probably the fastest out of the karts all day. So to get this kart when I did was useful. It would have been good to have it at any point in the day, but yeah, we definitely made the most of it in this one, or sort of. So we're going up the inside of Kevin Taylor BB to the hairpins, and now we're just going to get our head down. So you got Jacob Akil and Joe Simcock in the top 2 places. You got Ash Chivers and this guy in the blue Sparko suit, and you can just see how quick our car is as we just quickly start reeling them in when it gets to the top end of the rev range. And we brake a lot later, and we sort of end up just continually loading it. I was trying not to, but they just weren't putting their foot down, and it sort of all got a bit choked up. But we'd made the move into turn 3. We now got Ash Chivers up ahead, who normally races EKS from what I know. I don't know why he was doing SRK and not EKS, but either way. Yeah, you see we gain quite a lot through the double right, and we get a slightly better exit down the hill. We look for a move up the inside, but he turns in really early, earlier than I expected that he would, and I end up putting him on the grass, and I'm like begging him to get back on track, but he's like half throttle going up the hill, and you see we're leaking time because he was just driving half throttle. You see his hand in the air, he was not happy about it, but at this point I've already done what I've been told to do in the briefing, which is let them back through and you'll get no penalty. We go straight back through. At this point I thought he'd lunge up the inside again, so we just move offline, brake early, and he does exactly what I thought he would, just rage bombs up the inside. But yeah, we now get our head down. See, we've lost loads of time. We probably lost 5 seconds, maybe, just because he wouldn't go back to full throttle, or that's what it looked like. We have Olibiani next to us now, so we're just telling him to go forward. You see, we both come from a similar place on the grid, so we know we've both got the pace to go forward in this heat. And Kevin's a master, so we've got like a 10 kilo advantage on Kevin, so we should reel him in quite quickly. And like I said at the start, we have got the rocket. I think I did the fastest lap of all the heats at this point. I was a 10th and a half clear of Harrison Kirkham, or a 10th, going into the finals. I was fastest all day. Yeah, me and Harrison both did our laps in arguably the fastest karts of the day. So, but I think my fastest lap comes from once I passed Kevin, which you see is probably going to happen anytime soon. We're getting quite a lot mid-corner, just overslows a little bit too much, and we go up the inside into hairpin 2. And then set our head down. We're going to point forward, just chuck a big old emote, and we're now going to get our head down and go forward as much as we can. We've got a massive task ahead of us. You see both Joe and Jacob are basically nearly in the straight, but we did reel them in. We gained about half a straight's length in 2 laps, so quite a good job done. But yeah, we wasted a little bit too much time, but probably could have got further forward without some fighting. So this puts us on pole for the A final, so let's get straight into our first pole position in SRK. Jumping into the A final then, you see we're on pole. We got 8 laps this time, had a couple extra minutes on the race. We go straight over to cover James Dowding, who I think was in second, into turn 1. So, spoiler alert, we do not win this race. We pulled the worst car in the top 10, in my opinion. By this point, into turn 5, going into the double right, I have about a 4 to 5 kart length advantage because of all the fighting that happened behind me. We're now just losing time the whole way down this straight. By the time we get to the bottom of the hill, they're probably 1 or 2 car lengths back. Check over my shoulder here, it's gone back up to 4 or 5, so I don't bother to defend the whole way up this hill, because I've looked and I've had a massive gap. And as we go into hairpin 1, here comes Harrison Kirkham up the inside, first opportunity we get. We've also got another driver on our right hand side, and you can just see how quickly Harrison just drops me on the straights. Obviously I had to go defensive into the last corner, so which gives me a poor exit, but you can just see how much he's pulling away, and at this point already I'm devastated. I can sort of tell what's going to happen. I'm going to do my best to not let it happen, but there's only so much you can do when you're racing at a track with straights this long. See, we're taking semi-defensive lines. James Dowding comes up the inside, we get a switch back going into the cut through, and we're now desperately trying to hang on to this podium. We're going defensive already, we're putting it on the paint from lap 2, which was never in my plan. My plan was to try and drive off. But when I heard Kart 3 and my name get paired together, I was already panicking. A couple of my teammates would tell you that I was going, yeah, I'm not winning this race, I've pulled the dog. Once again, sort of not going defensive up the hill, which is a bit silly. But we do go defensive into the first hairpin, so we're now starting to cover things off. I didn't really think of covering off up the hill because I thought it'd leave me at a disadvantage when it then came to trying to get back across for the hairpins. You see, we clip the curb a little bit. We're going to tuck down, and before we're even at the gantry, we're going to look over to our right, and Alex McCutcheon is fully driving past us on a straight. You see, I popped the I'm getting gapped emote, and you can just see how much time we're losing with this car because we instantly rifle right back up to the back of it without him having to take defensive line. He goes ultra defensive, and we just put him in a blender, get straight back past, up into second again. And if it continues like this, we're going to finish somewhere in the bottom 10 if people are just going to keep driving past us on the straights. Luckily for me, anywhere down from 10th was just mayhem. Everyone was murdering each other, and yeah, I was sort of lucky in that sense that people thought so much that the majority of the top 6 could just drive off, maybe up to 7. But you see, look, defend going up the hill, and Alex just goes straight past us. We've got Ryan Taylor up our inside now, who's just not forcing his way through, but putting his car there, and we're starting to spin across his nose. See, James Dowding is also back. So within 2 corners, we are back into 4th place, and we're now off the podium. And I was heartbroken, if I'm being really honest. I did not see me getting back through because of how slow the car was on the straights. But yeah, you see James Dowding actually does. He makes I've seen the footage from behind of that move, and it's a really good move. He sort of dummies at the last minute. He then goes back up the inside. We try to look at a return move because that's all we can do. It doesn't quite come off, so we now have to relinquish 4th place, and we're now into 5th. Yeah, and there's literally nothing more that we can do. We're just going to try and stick with these people as much as we can, just in case something happens, because otherwise we're actually going to be in no man's land, and like I said, we run the risk of falling further and further and further back in this final. But yeah, we're doing an alright job at sticking with James, even with our engine, even with our worst engine. Like you can see, he pulled quite a big gap going up the hill, but we gained loads on the entry. And this is what I mean. If we had a better car, we would have been absolutely flying. But that's rental karting. I had good karts all day, so I was bound to have a bad car at some point. It was just a shame it came at this point when I was on pole. But yeah, you can see we gained 4 or 5 car lengths through 2 corners. See, I'm shaking my head. My head's not gone. I'm just sad at this point. But I'm not angry about it. But I might have spoken too soon because Sam Slater comes up our inside, and at this point I'm trying to once again return move. I'm a little bit too late for it. Push Sam wide, and we lose another place. This driver up ahead. I didn't get a penalty for that move on Sam, quite luckily, and Sam was kind enough to also not report me for it, because he still managed to get up to 6th, I think. He could have got further, but we spoke about it after, and there was no bad blood. Everything was fine. But yeah, we see jump onto the last lap now, and the driver in the white helmet is gone. They set the fastest lap. They were in another rocket. They did a 16.6 in this final, and we still managed, even with this car, I think the cooler temperatures definitely helped. We did a 17.0, which was faster than our lap in car 54, because we had tow the whole way around, and yeah, it was because we had tow. You see, it all chokes up, going through a double right, we managed to get up past 1, and James is on for a podium until Ryan forces him off track, which there was no penalty for either. And see, we're back up into 4th. I didn't realise this was last lap, so I wanted Ryan to go because I was more than happy at this point to keep 4th. But Ryan goes defensive up the hill, and we try and look for something of a switchback. Ryan covers it off. He's fully on the white line, so there's literally nothing we can do. We try and get a good run to go around the outside, but we give him a bump, and then he parks it on the apex, so we have to go to the right hand side. I look for a move up on the inside, think better of it, and Ryan goes way too deep. He's all over the rumble strip, and at this point I'm like, oh my gosh, I've still got a podium, until I'm fully on the grass, and then I just about cling on to 4th place. But yeah, there's not really much I can say about it. I've said what I've said. I think it was unlucky. It was an unlucky end to the day, but it's rental karting. There is always going to be someone that gets the bad car. It was just my turn. I did the best I could out of a bad situation, and this puts me 4th in the championship overall. I was 3rd highest point scorer because of my heats, so overall I still did really well. It just didn't end in a trophy, which is a shame, but yeah. Next round is GYG in August, but before that we might have Will to Mill Endurance with KRT for Club 73, so I'll either see you then or I'll see you in August. Thanks again for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and goodbye.